Hey, Dan Passarelli here. Well, the S&P 500 is down just a bit today. And, there really wasn't all that much news in the broad market. So I thought today we'd narrow down to a couple of stocks that looked pretty interesting today. So first of all, the first one I want to look at is Opendoor Technologies, symbol OPEN. Take a look. So I became aware of that by looking at our options rater scan, which is our short squeezes scan. Now, things to know about Opendoor going into this conversation is that about 23.4% of their float, that's their available for trading shares, are shorted. It's almost 25% of the company. So there's very, very heavy shorting going on here. But when the stock goes up and you get a lot of people buying a whole crap ton of calls, well, that can force the stock up higher, causing the people who are short it to have to buy to cover. And that creates what we call a short squeeze, which looks like it has been going on for a few days now. Friday was a very, very strong move up in it. Now, today we got a good move up. Those who caught this signal early, which on Friday, of course, you'd see it on options rater, obviously, probably got in, and the smart ones took some profits. You could have got massively leveraged profits on the calls. So I recommend that you keep an eye on the calls trading in options rater going forward for the rest of the week. And let's see if the short squeeze continues to play out. Now, another one that I found interesting here is in MSTR. This is MicroStrategies, and they're kind of a weird stock. They have business analytics software, but they also own a whole bunch of Bitcoin. And so it's a kind of a hybrid company. They trade in part as a proxy for Bitcoin. Let's pull them up before we look at the exact trade. Now this one, we've been getting some lower lows and lower highs over the past month and a half here. And so the question, of course, becomes, well, will this continue? And from a technical standpoint, we look at the RSI. It doesn't really give us a lot of data there. I mean, clearly the relative strength has been weakening. But what I find interesting is this trade here. This is our wing spread genius. And there's a lot of information that can be gotten from wing spread genius. What this does is it tells us when professional traders are trading wing spreads. Now there's three different ways and reasons why someone might trade a wing spread, such as a butterfly or iron condor or something. One of them is just, hey, I think the stock's going to sit between the two strike prices. That's the one that always comes to mind. But another is as a roll. And the rolls are not trades that, for those of you who look at the Genius spreads, a lot of our traders will subscribe to this and follow along. This is one you don't necessarily follow this exact trade, but you extract great market information out of it. So they bought, this is very interesting, they bought the 250, 200, 145 put butterfly. So they bought the 250 puts, sold 2 times as many 200 puts, and bought the 145 puts. So if you look at this unassumingly, you might think, oh, well, they think it's going to go down to 200, but it's not really what it looks like is going on here. If we look at the September 19th expiration, they bought these 250 puts, but there was already a lot of open interest in those 250 puts. So the most likely scenario is that they were short the 250, 200 put credit spread, thinking that MSTR would not go down below 250. But since it's been trending down for a while now, what it looks like they did is they bought in at least half of them, if not maybe their whole position of the 250 puts. and rolled it down to go from being long the 200 puts as a hedge in that put credit spread to now being short that strike, the 200 strike, and now they're long the 145 puts as a hedge. And they paid 6 cents for it. Incidentally, they're widening it by another $5 wide strike for their very wide put credit spread, but that's probably why they were able to roll it for just 6 cents. So now they're short these at like 190, long these at like $1. You know, they're going to make 90 cents. So they gave up just 6 cents to get another $50 worth of wiggle room on this put credit spread. Very, very ingenious roll. And now the stock just has to stay above 200 between now and September expiration. Those of you who watch crypto, especially, man, this is a really, really telling trade when you know what to look for when you're looking at Wing Spread Genius. I hope that helps. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.